Hey there, in this video we'll be looking at dividing decimals. So let's get started with this example. We have 18.4 divided by 2.6. To solve this, we first convert the decimals to fractions. Now I can write 18.4 as 184 over 10 and 2.6 as 26 over 10. But why 10 in the denominator? Because the decimal point is in the tens place for both numbers. So the denominator will be 10. Basically, we remove the decimal point and for its place we put the multiple of 10 in the denominator based on the place of the decimal point. Since the decimal point is in the tens place, the denominator is 10. Now that we have the fractions, we can simply use the learning from the previous videos on dividing fractions. If you're not sure how division of fraction works, you can check out the video first. We have provided the link in the description below. Recall that dividing fraction is the same as multiplying the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second fraction. Grouping the numerators and denominators together, we have 184 times 10 over 10 times 26. Now 10 and 10 cancels out because of the properties of fraction and multiplication. Fractions can be simplified by cancelling out common factors in the numerator and the denominator. So after cancelling, we are left with 184 over 26. Now give this a pause and think about how you can simplify 184 over 26 further. If we recall the rules of simplifying fractions, we know that we can simplify 184 over 26 by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor. Again, if you're not sure how to find GCF of any fraction, you can check out our video on finding the greatest common factor in the description below. So the greatest common factor of 184 and 26 would be 2, which means we can divide 184 by 2 and 26 by 2. After dividing 184 and 26 by the GCF, we have 92 over 13, which is equal to this number. Now, how did we convert the simplified fraction to a decimal? That's something we'll cover in the future videos. For now, it's sufficient to be able to divide up to this step. Next, let's take a look at this word problem to see how we can apply this concept of dividing decimals in real life. Bob's family drives a total of 450 miles in 7.5 hours. So how many miles does he drive each hour? Just by looking at this question, can we say that it is a division problem? Well, let's see. The calculation involves distributing the total distance evenly across the total time. The problem asks for a rate, how many miles per hour. Now this is a classic setup for division. Division is all about distributions and rates. You divide the total miles by the total hours to find the miles driven per hour. So we have 450 divided by 7.5. As before, we convert the decimals to fractions and division into multiplication by the reciprocal technique. Grouping the numerators and the denominators, we have 450 times 10 over 10 times 75. After cancelling the like terms, we get 450 over 75. As we did in the previous example, we can simplify 450 over 75 by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor these both numbers share is 75, which means we can divide 450 by 75 and 75 by 75. So after dividing 450 and 75 by their greatest common factor, we have 6 over 1. Which is equal to 6.0. So this means Bob drives 6.0 miles per hour. I hope it is clear now. In these examples, not only we solve the problem, but we also recall the rules of dividing fractions and simplifying fractions that we have learned in the previous videos. Now it's time for you to practice. I have some problems for you to give a shot. Let me know how it worked for you in the comments below. So that wraps it up. I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, keep learning and take care.